All right, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, 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 Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone. Honors and salutations to all you Akim out there that's laboring in the truth and sincerity. And this is another lesson. We're gonna call it at first voluntary, then by force. Pertaining to how Esau is operating. In the midst of his time, where this is his time, this is the devil's time. So he's showing his ass, man. Esau's showing his ass with all these different situations that they're throwing out there with this whole coronavirus thing. How they using the media to push all the propaganda with these fake ass protests, these staged and set up marches and looting and all that stuff. The devil. Hey, that's Revelations 12 and 12. The devil's come down with great wrath because he have but a short time. Which, even though there's a lot of shit happening, you still ain't seen shit. But now this is how Esau, and again, Esau likes to control the narrative too. And you gotta remember that's what this devil does. So this is an article from CNN about West Virginia, right? Now I'm gonna read it. It says more than 200 people are advised to quarantine after possible COVID-19 exposure at gym in West Virginia. So here it is. They open up different things back to the public, and knowing that they will be able to do stuff like this, knowing that the COVID-19 is everywhere. They know it because they're the ones who put it out there. I mean, shit. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if the COVID-19 been here since going back to January or last year when they supposedly detected it in China, and then they knew when it was going, what time it was going to really, hit and become a pandemic. And maybe there is truth to the theories of them dealing with the 5G and all that to enhance it, whatever. But the point is that Esau, you know, he's predicting these things with this COVID-19 because it's a setup. The government's been behind it. It's a full blown government experiment. And so by them opening up these places, which now, like in Florida, they're blaming because they controlling the numbers, because it is about numbers with these devils. And now Florida is becoming an epicenter, right? So now they're blaming it on, oh, it's the young kids and them partying. But wait a minute, y'all opened the beaches back up. Y'all closed them, opened them back up. Now you're closing the bar. We're not closing the bars, but you might as well close them because you're saying they can't sell no alcohol. You see, so that's why when this devil say things, you gotta, see us in the faith. We already know the scriptures. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab a precept right now, a famous precept that we use. Right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55. I started 18. It said, "He have delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me." And see, and a lot of people don't realize that this government been declared all the citizens enemy combatants. So that's why it's nothing for them to do these little Belko experiments, if you will, on the average person, because to them you're nothing but a social security number. You know what I'm saying? You're their property. In their eyes, they feel they can do whatever they want with the American people, and that's what they've been doing. It says, "For there were many with me." It said, "The Most High shall hear." Right, and the Lord is hearing our prayers. So that's why we got to continue to put them prayers up for the Most High to come and deliver us. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way we're gonna be out of here or get out of this situation. The only help we got that's gonna come is from the Lord. When the Most High sent His Son Yahweh Shai to redeem His dear elect, which hopefully we're of that number. All that other stuff don't matter. All that going out there, that's wickedness actually. Going out there marching, voting, and you niggas you ain't get it right yet anyway, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if that George Floyd thing, like they put out the conspiracy theories and people getting mad. What you getting so mad for? If it's not the truth, why would you get so goddamn mad over it? But I wouldn't be so surprised because they calling this nigga the cornerstone, right? which, you know, that's in Freemasonry, they try to say things like that. That's the type of terminology that they use, you see, which we know the real true chief cornerstone is the Lord, Yahweh Shai, not no simple ass nigga. But they took this situation. There's been plenty of niggas that died who probably didn't deserve it as much as this nigga. All right, because this nigga, he was a known criminal. He was a foul nigga who they said was trying to get his life together. But yet he was out there in the streets, you know, lacking it or whatever, or doing whatever. But how is it that this instance or this situation is the one that get blown up and glorified when you had millions of you had the one Jake, I think he was an older black, so-called black man, and I want to say Georgia or Alabama. And the cops came and shot. He was at his own house at night, and the cops shot him in his garage and killed him. There's countless other cases as such. So showing you that it was an agenda. My point is there was an agenda, obviously, behind it, because now all these people turned into, you know, it turned into a Black Lives Matter, resurrected that nonsense, which was really a precursor for the LGBT, those nasty people, right? That was really for them, because they're the ones that's now frontline it. Now they got that damn, you know, nastiness. Everything's LGBT and tranny people and all, which is wickedness, man. So that's why, really, man, this place need to be destroyed, man. The Most High need to flush, you know, or the Lord is, pardon me, the Most High is going to flush this place down the drain, man. All right, the scriptures tell you that, man. The Lord's going to destroy this place. He's gonna, just like a piece of shit that when you shit in the toilet and you flush it, you don't see it no more. That's how America's going to be, man. All right, and the Lord is going to do that. The Lord is going to flush this place, man. You're going to let the nuclear missiles actually rain down upon America, which is in modern-day Babylon. But anyway, it said the Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. So the Most High is going to fight that fight for us, because they have no changes. Therefore, they fear not the Most High. And that's how the so-called white man operates. And he got you idiots that follow him. Really, you're going against the Heavenly Father, because you don't have no fear. All right? He removed the fear of the Heavenly Father out of you. Because see, it tell you in Psalms 50th chapter, here it is, the so-called white man, he done got away for years of destroying, conquering, you know, robbing people, rape, robbing, and murdering. So he figured that the Heavenly Father, he figured God got to be on my side. And that's why they started coming with this white supremacy. They started putting up these so-called white images, you know, of Jesus Christ and the Heavenly Father and the angels. Because why? They figured they got away with everything, man. And they tell you in Ecclesiastes, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, it is fully set in the hearts of the sons of men to do evil. So these devils they're on overdrive of sitting there destroying the nation of Israel. That's who we are. They know we're not no blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, West Indian. They know that that's not our identity, but they're going to keep pushing it, because why? They want to keep us from our power source, our true power source. All right, but the Lord got an elect that's waking up now. So it's none. So that's all null and void. Okay, but it says, and therefore they fear not the Most High. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant, and we know that thing that pops in your mind when you read that should be all the covenants that they have broken with the tribe of Gad and Reuben, the Native American Indians, as well as the other tribes as well, but primarily all the Native American Indian contracts that this devil has broken, you know, and manipulated and took control over this land. You see, they say, look, you stay over there, we're not gonna bother you. We're only gonna just take this part of the land that we can live off of. Then what would they do? They sit there and attack the Gad and them in the middle of the night, or while the soldiers out hunting for food. You see what I'm saying? Like a goddamn devil, man. So it said he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. And even right now, for you to, it's not good enough that you don't fuck with these devils. They want to get at you. They want to get you under their jurisdiction. meaning they want to get you in this ring of taking the coronavirus test. They want to get you in this ring of being scared and following everything that these devils say. They want to get you in this state of mind where you're ready to vote on top of all this stuff. You see, because that's what they're pushing. They're pushing that bullshit voting nonsense, man. All right? And you're going to watch how many niggas still are going to line up. They're talking about the black vote is important or whatever. You dumb, stupid niggas, the black vote ain't never been important, man. That was a farce. That was a goddamn lie. And you ain't woken up to it yet, man. And by now, I'm tired of, sick of explaining shit to niggas. So basically, if you don't get it, fuck it. It ain't meant for you. It ain't meant for you, you know? Plain and simple. If you got a problem with what we say and it ain't meant for you, don't even waste no more time. Just go watch another channel. Go watch Disneyland. Go watch anything else, because you niggas don't want reality, man. You know? And we see it clear as day. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So you got to be careful with this devil when he start talking about, because they try to make it seem like, oh, it's a voluntary, don't worry about it. You know, they'll tell you that, you know, oh, take the test. It's nothing, it's just a little swab, right? But meanwhile, they're not telling you that a lot of the tests were tainted. They did tell you, I'm sorry, pardon me. They told you that because, and they had to, because, you know, probably was somebody that got privy to it. So they said, yeah, we got to get rid of those COVID tests. But they ain't telling you how many other tests could be tainted. You understand? And so now they got it to a thing where people are COVID crazy, and they're making it seem like, look, you don't have to quarantine, you don't have to get tested, but it's going to come a time where they are going to force it. You know, they're going to force it, and it's going to be through violence. You know, a lot of violence is going to come down upon our people, man. That so-called minding your business, that so-called suffering from all the so-called black police crime, how you say it, so-called police crimes against niggas. You know, which really, the bigger problem is the black on black crime, so to speak. You got you Jakes, you Israelites, you out there killing yourselves more than the cops are killing you. So that's why nobody takes you serious, man. That's why you a damn joke. You know, you ain't figured that out yet. You ain't learned how to stop shooting each other. Stop getting all emotional like bitches, man. Arguing and pulling guns out on each other. You ain't figured that out yet. All right? You ain't figured that out. And that's the curses. That's the curses the Most High said he's going to put on the Israelites in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. So it said more than 200 people are advised to quarantine after possible COVID-19 exposure at gym in West Virginia. And so if they knew that the COVID didn't, and remember you had that Dr. Fauci and others, they kept speaking about it because, again, they were doing that pressure from above, pressure from beneath, good cop, bad cop. They'll have one guy come on and say, oh, coronavirus is done. Oh, we found the cure. Then another guy come on and say, no, it's far from done. It's just begun. We haven't found a cure. And it's going to come back with an even stronger wave in the fall. All right? Like I said, they gave it a release date, you know what I'm saying, like a album or something, that, look, now coronavirus is going to be back. You damn right they know it's going to be back, because why? They're going to bring it back, and they're allowing people at these rallies, because you got people that are stupid enough to go out there and still gather when they said that that's how it's spreading or whatever by the large crowds and everything. You got people that, nah, fuck that, enough is enough. We tired of the way you've been treating us. We ain't gonna take it no more. And what you really do about it? You ain't do shit but go out there and get more of yourselves killed or into trouble. Because here it is, you got these crackers going into these protests. They gunning niggas down. They letting go 100 shots and more. Then you might have one nigga might catch a cracker, beat them down, but they got you on camera. You getting locked up. All of the looting and polluting or whatever you doing, everything is on camera. So, and Trump already said about the people that pulled the statues down. So you just built up a goddamn track record and sitting up there trying to march for justice or peace, and that's just gonna all backfire on you, man. All you niggas sitting up there marching in front of the police department, they got all of y'all on camera, man. So at any given time, they could roll up on any last one of you, man. All right, you falling right into the trap. And again, and all these beaches opening all up. Everybody running to the beach. They know that they can use that as a ground to spread it. Same thing like the gym. So now, let's read on a little more. It said more than 200 gym goers in West Virginia are being urged to quarantine after a Planet Fitness client tested positive for COVID-19, health officials say. And this is going to be happening at a lot of these gyms. And that's why they're going to say, we'll see. That's why we got to step up the testing. Because I heard that some of them, they check your temperature, right? But they're going to be like, that's not enough. We got to know that they've been tested. And then the testing, I'm like, when was the last time you was tested? You see, they're going to have to want to keep a tag on you. Remember, Bill, and that's why that devil Bill Gates, he's talking this shit too. He's saying, look, we got a long way to go because he want to see people get chipped. All right? He want to see people get chipped. Remember, he got patents on this stuff. He's going to gain on an RFID chip. That's why he speaks about it and he pushes it. You see? He pushes it because he knows that that's the end game to this. You see? And that's what's going to come down to people having to get chipped. Right now, they're asking you to quarantine. Then eventually they're going to ask you to take the test. In order to do anything, to go to the DMV, things that you have to do to take care of your license, your driver's license. Because if you don't do that, then they're going to pull you over and say you got a suspended registration or license or whatever. All right? But then it's going to all tie into you have to take the COVID-19 test. Then eventually they're going to have to, because right now they ask you go to some of these places or a doctor's office, they ask you, have you been in contact, yada, yada, yada. So, people could just say, no, I'm good. So eventually they're going to say, well, wait a minute, we got to know for sure. Bam, they go to chip. So they're going to know exactly everywhere you've been. Ain't going to be no more fronting. I mean, yeah, you got your phone. They can use a phone right now, but we all know you can leave the phone at home. You can leave the phone wherever. You understand? So it says anyone who was at a Planet Fitness between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Wednesday, June 24th, should stay at home for 14 days since being exposed, which will be until Wednesday, July 8th. A statement by the Monongalia Country Health Department says, adding that about 205 people were at the gym during that window of time. And see, they already know how many people was there. You see? And look at this, man. I mean, I didn't see this part yet, I guess. Well, I didn't notice it. But look at this. This makes no goddamn sense. For this, you might as well just do this at your house. You might as well work out at your house. And even by them doing all of this, they're saying that you're still not going to be protected. All right? Because look, they got in certain isolated sections for you to work out, and people still got sick. Oh, pardon me. I jumped. I guess that's the new thing they want to do to stop people from getting sick. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's still stupid. Just work out at home. It says, we are urging people to get tested if they become symptomatic. Yeah, because they're going to see that you might be coughing, your nose might be running. What else? Some of the they got a bunch of broad symptoms. Your eyes might look a little red. You might have just woke up. So they're going to be urging you to go get tested. So again, it's starting from a voluntary, then they're going to suggest it to you. And eventually they're going to say enough is enough. Either you're going to get tested or we're going to lock you up and quarantine you. You see? That's what it's coming down to, That's what it's coming down to. But anyway, I ain't gonna go no further. I'm gonna leave it right there. This was another thing I was gonna bring out, but I'll leave it there for now. But this just shows you, how they plan on doing things. And this happened, and they rolled up on Jake, and they came. Well, the scriptures tell you that, man. How they gonna come, man? The enemy is gonna come in like a flood, I mean, the elect is going to be good. The Lord said his servants are going to eat and everything in that day. But a lot of people are going to be cut off and going to die here, man. They're going to die here. And Esau is going to force a lot of people to accept the chip. They're going to force you to take these tests. and they're gonna force you to take the chip, you know. But with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and I'm gonna say Shalom to you sincere Akim out there that watch the shows and learn. Shalom.